Live. There we go.
All right. What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentleman with my brother Miguel here at Culebras Lounge on what was an interesting day. We're on our way to the club, and I noticed how dark it is now. Just like that, you know. Last week it was nice and bright still. This week we were getting here, and then like, wow, it's really dark. And of course, we had the time change on Saturday, and some good news and some bad news about Saturday. Boys unfortunately lost their first game, which kicked them out of the playoffs, but they did win the consolation bracket, which is, I guess, a consolation.
That's exactly what it
Although,
is.
I do feel really bad for the team that they played. Now, you guys know my little brother, one of the two that are playing. Well, both of them are taller than me, which is not hard to do.
Both of them are extremely
athletic
and competitive.
Yes, and so losing their first game, it went to double overtime, was really hard on them. But Valentin, the taller of the two, he's about 5'8", 5'9".
He might be 5'10".
Okay, point. He's getting close to that 6 foot mark. Well, unfortunately, all but one player on the other team were the same size as Dominic. And Dominic's about this big. Dominic barely hits like 4'9".
Perfect middle school
size.
No,
he's a good size.
Valentin is basically Godzilla amongst the town of Tokyo. He's so much taller than everyone.
I felt really bad for that team. I felt really bad.
I didn't feel bad for them. I applauded them because there was only 9 of them.
There was only 9.
8 people playing it every time. So they almost had to play every single down. Mm-hmm. That was a dedicated group of little kids right there.
Yes, it was.
And they played 2 games just like anybody else who got to go at least that far in the tournament. They were hardcore little kids. I am.
You do bring up a good point. Yeah. I mean, that was good on them that they stuck it out, and I just felt so bad because they were just so much smaller than everybody else.
They were the smallest team, the smallest amount, smallest size, biggest hearts. Boom. Take that. I don't know, Rudy. Richard, how you doing, brother? Tony, Goody, everybody else watching right now, thank you guys so much for joining. Do me a favor and share this. You are going to want to stick with us. We have a special guest for you tonight, and I'm going to let Frankie give you the details on that because it was him who got this together. Actually got our next 2 guests together. Thank you so much. I will just go into this while he's sharing. I am smoking the Lucky You. That is our Connecticut blend right there, guys. That is a Connecticut wrapper over a Dominican binder, over Dominican, African Cameroon, and Pennsylvania Ligero fillers. Coming in at this Robusto here, which is a 5x50. We also have our Toro, which is a 6x54, and our Gordo, 6x60. All of which, for the entire month, goes with free shipping. Goes with free shipping at you guys. You buy at least 2 packs of anything, free shipping.
Fantastic. And I'm smoking Trust the Process. Was the heaviest one out of the bunch. Also happens to be my favorite of our 4 blends. Absolutely fantastic, rich smoke. And so our guest, I first noticed her on Instagram. I followed a page called Babe of the Week Modeling, and they were into their first season, and they asked if we wanted to sponsor the page. And I was like, oh, God, how much is going to be the sponsor? Like a couple $100? No, just $20. I was like,
what?
Okay, done deal. I didn't even ask her. Sell them $20. I was like, oh, done deal.
Cool.
So we've been sponsoring them for 2 years now. And this young lady was the model that won season 2. And I got to say, we've worked with a lot of models. This one's absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately, she lives nowhere close. It's not going to be able to work with her anytime soon. But I do enjoy seeing her work, and I do enjoy the competition that they do. She has made the finals for the 2nd year in a row. And are having her on, so hopefully we can get her a push to win back-to-back, because that'd be kind of cool, I think.
That would be pretty awesome. Champions are champions, whether you're sports or modeling or, I don't know, stamp collecting, whatever it might be.
Whatever you feel like being a champion.
We're about to talk to a champion right now.
Let's do it. All right, let's bring her on.
On the stage, and there we go.
There she is.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great.
It is our pleasure to have you. So
this is so sweet.
Talk to us a little bit about your path to modeling. When did you start?
It's actually very recent. I haven't been doing it for very long, believe it or not. I've loved photography from like a really young age. Like I had my own camera, so that was kind of what I was used to, is being behind the camera. Like I love taking
Mhm.
pictures.
The best.
But a friend of mine I worked with, I was a I worked at a coffee shop a couple years ago. I think it was back in 2020. And one of my coworkers decided to pursue photography like as a small business, and she was studying it in college and asked me to do a boudoir shoot, or boudoir shoot with her, be like a model for her, be her first session, her first time ever doing it. And it made me super nervous, to be honest with you. That was not something I was used to at all. And I was going through so much at the time with like the relationship that I was in, and I lived on my own, and I had a puppy. Like there was all kinds of stuff going on, new firsts and stuff for me at the time. So it was a big step. It made me nervous, but I really loved it. And
Hmm.
this is gonna, I don't want this to sound conceited at all, but it felt like it came really natural to me. Like, maybe not necessarily like the posing and stuff, because I think that's a big part of modeling in general. Like, the skill is learning how to do stuff like that. Like knowing what it's gonna look like on the camera while you're still in front of it, you know? That's the
Makes
skill
sense.
that I've been actually learning. But like the sensuality part of it, like learning what it feels like and what I'm trying to portray, that was not difficult for me. And so that is kind of what has fueled me to continue with it, because it's been like a creative outlet for me. It's
Hmm.
been so fun, but it started in such an innocent place, and that I don't even know how I got to the point I'm at now.
That is some of the best journeys are that way, where you're
Absolutely.
not expecting where to go, but that feeling. Like, I understand when you said you feel natural to it. It comes
Yeah,
naturally. That's not conceited at all. I think that's just a wonderful way to say I found something that I love to do. I
Hmm.
my
think that
niche.
you've got
Yeah.
passion for it. Yeah.
Hmm. So, how did you become involved with Babe of the Week modeling? Tell us about that.
Okay, so Ryan T. Griffiths, who runs the whole page, reached out to me. And God, that feels like it was ages ago. I don't even remember how the conversation went, but similar to like what you said about it being 20 bucks, that was it. He just approached me and said, if you would just chip in 20 bucks to this, show up to some shoots. It's just like a fun little competition. And at that point, I had just kind of gotten a little bit loosened to it enough to where I was like, okay, maybe this is like a direction I could go in. Like maybe this is something I could try to do and see how serious, however serious you can even call that, but how serious I can take it. Um, and that is how it started, because I don't know if you do, you know Rob Donato photography?
Hmm.
Yeah. He shot with me. I think I followed him on Instagram, and then after I shot with him, Ryan reached out to me. And for the longest time, honestly, I actually thought, because Rob used to be the photographer for Babe of the Week, I thought that the reason Rob reached out to me was because Ryan wanted me on Babe of the Week. I found out like a couple months ago that actually was two separate events entirely. Like the only reason Rob DM'd me is because I followed him, and then Ryan just happened to reach out to me after that. So it was kind of just the perfect storm, which is so crazy to look back on, because it's like, God, so many of these events just had to line up a certain way, and they just keep lining up.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, what was it like last year when you made the I guess playoffs, and
Yeah.
then working your way down to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and you're in the finals,
Yeah.
and then he makes the announcement that you won. What was that like?
Oh my gosh. I I remember feeling like I could actually see myself in more of a sensual light, if that makes any sense. It kind of helped me reclaim a part of myself that I hadn't gotten to really connect to, like the sensuality aspect of like what my body and my image can evoke in other people, like knowing that I'm capable of that is really empowering for me. So when I actually won, I was in kind of disbelief. I was like, this is really cool. I like that this is something that I am capable of doing for other people. And like I said earlier, it wasn't a struggle to figure out how to do that. So having it be come a little natural to me, and then to get that far, it's like, why would I not continue with this, even if it's not something that
Mhm.
I'm, you know, focusing on solely, like even if it's just like a hobby. I mean, why would I not?
Yeah.
It's good for me, and people enjoy it, you know.
That's very true. That's 100% true. Now, that's actually was a question I was going to have for you too, though,
Yeah.
about the hobby versus maybe career. Is this something that obviously I keep pursuing it, for the passion of it, for the hobby of it, but it's something that you do want to turn into something maybe a little bit more than that?
Yeah, I would love that. I think that'd be really neat. Um, I also know that making something like that into a career can come with a lot of mental health side effects. Like, if
Mhm.
I follow a lot of fashion models on Instagram, and they're not like, um, what is her name? Oh, oh gosh, Anna Wintour loves them. I can't think of what they're called right now. It's like something Harlow, and it doesn't matter. Anyway, my point being, they're not like super well known or anything, but they do like magazines and stuff. You know what I mean? And they have a big following on social media, and they talk about the ways that the career can be super demanding. Like especially when you're starting to get into it, the industry can be super um, inflexible. I don't really like that. The idea of that does not sound appealing to me. The idea of, oh, if I want to get a shoot, they can cut my hair. That sounds crazy to me. Those are some of the stories that I've heard, that in order to get booked, you kind of have to be their Barbie doll, and that doesn't sound fun to me. I'm a little bit more of a free spirit, so
Mhm.
I think if I were to ever do something career wise with it, I'd be interested in knowing about what it would be like to do like advertisements. You know what I mean? Or
Sure.
I would want it to be more freelance, something that I would have more control over. That just isn't appealing to me, to have somebody like puppeteering me. You know what I mean? So if I were to do that, I would need more control over the situation. I don't want
Very
somebody
fair.
else to tell me what to do with myself.
No, that makes perfect sense. So,
Yeah.
um, now now that you said it's a little bit of a hobby, what other stuff is there that you're into besides the whole modeling aspect of your life? What other stuff are you enjoying?
This might come as a surprise to some people. Honestly, I love computers. I love technology. I actually am in school for a IT degree right now in web design. So, video games, funny enough, as well. I love video games and computers. That's always been my niche. When I have a lot going on, I don't get to do those things a lot, and that kind of like it just like rips the soul out of me a little bit, like that is where I get my passion and my drive from. It's like technology and creating things with technology. So that's hard on me. But sometimes life just gets busy, especially with like the classes and stuff that I'm in, and then I work full part-time, depending on if we're short staffed. Um, but yeah, that's mainly what I do. I love to read as well, but I found the more that I've gotten into technology, the harder it is for me to read. I think it's that the dopamine the dopamine fix. But I'm fixing that. I'm getting back into my reading. I love books.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to follow up on the whole video game thing. What are you playing?
Okay, so I don't play a lot of like shooters or anything. I think the most I go with that is like Overwatch. But I enjoy Overwatch. My friends got me into that a couple years ago. I haven't followed up on it lately just because once Overwatch 2 came out, uh, it's gone in a very strange direction that I just haven't been able to follow and like get into. But I want to do it eventually and relearn everything. Um,
Hmm.
but I feel like this is very girl gamer of me. I love Sims. I can't even deny it. I love The
Okay.
Sims.
Yeah.
The Sims and then Minecraft. This is a fun little story about me. But when I was in middle school, like specifically around 12 years old, I wanted to be a Minecraft YouTuber so bad. So bad. Oh my god, that was like my dream come true. I loved Minecraft YouTubers and I actually figured out a way to it was not a lot of money, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I was like 12, 13, 14, but I earned money on YouTube at that age and was able to buy like custom content for my games. So like at the time that was a really cool that was like kind of my first dip into oh, wait a minute, like I can use the internet to make money. And
Yeah.
it was really interesting. Um, but yeah, that's probably what sparked my love for video games, honestly, is Minecraft. I loved Pokemon too growing up. I loved Pokemon.
Oh man, I remember that Pokemon Go when it
I
first
still
came out.
play.
Yeah, there's a park here in town. I mean, we used to work late nights. We passed by it, and I mean, I can't tell you how many people were out there 2, 3 in the morning just playing
Yeah,
that game.
It's
all,
Incredible
addicting.
how popular that was.
It's
all summer
addicting.
long. It really is. It's so much fun. It's a nice way to get out there too. You
Hmm.
know, get yourself out of your comfort zone sometimes. I like that.
Hmm.
I
Can't be
do have a
outside.
question here. We have a question from Brandon, a good buddy of ours.
Hmm.
Um, uh, now you got the cigars I sent you, right?
Yeah, they're behind me.
Okay. Have you had a chance to try any of them yet?
I've not.
Okay.
Did you show her how to smoke them properly? Like, because sometimes you need to start a
I have
lesson.
never smoked a cigar.
Yeah,
Oh
that's.
shit, that's my bad.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
We'll have to do a follow up where we go step by step.
I think that'll be a
Yeah,
recorded
we can
episode.
do
Yeah.
that.
That I was wondering that as I saw Brandon's question, I was like, okay, well, obviously new to it because this is something new to a lot of people. It's obviously something that 1% maybe of the U.S. maybe I think it's like two now smoke cigars. So being
I
the
grew
first
up
time,
around them, yeah.
there you go, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would the exact same way. The first time I had a cigar in my hand was in a shop in Vegas. A very pretty Russian lady telling me about them, and I'm just looking. Oh yes, yes, this is a stick in my hand right now. Yes, of course. Yes. Trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. See, I can't. I
How
don't
would
want to
you?
do that.
Yeah, how
I'm
would
gonna
you
look
know
so
if you wouldn't?
silly.
Yeah. So that's definitely that was one thing.
Yeah, that's my bad right there. We'll have to
Well,
we'll
you
have her
didn't
back
know
on, Brandon,
either.
and then
It's okay.
Brandon, we'll have her have try a couple, and then we'll see what because he asked what your favorite cigar to smoke is. So we'll
Oh,
have to put a pin in that one and come back to it.
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Wow. Richard says a great place to start with cigars at Texas Frightmare Weekend, a wonderful event in Texas in May, and he's just going to give our room away. Apparently, thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Fine,
So
fine.
this is a kind of a follow up question to what Richard just said. Do you go to conventions or anything like that?
Okay, so I have never gotten to go to one. My friend groups like around me have, but I have not. And so it is something I'm so interested in. Like I recently started getting back into like watching Twitch and like Twitch streams. And I would love to go to TwitchCon sometime. That sounds so
Mm,
fun. Like that, I mean, I don't, granted, like my knowledge of cons and whatnot is very limited. Like I said, I've never actually been to one. So I don't, that is probably like what makes me the most nervous is I don't know what they're like. I don't know what the etiquette is. I don't know what the like expectations around everything are, and I get real nervous about stuff like that. Like I want to I don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So, yeah.
But I would love to. I think if I can find one that lines up with everything that I love, then I absolutely would.
So that just didn't TwitchCon just happen not too long ago
It did.
in
Yeah,
Vegas?
it was in
Yeah.
Vegas.
And that's the great thing. I love that all these conventions happen in Vegas because, I mean, we're a short drive from there, so we like to go to a lot of these things. And if not
Nice.
there, we're over in Dallas for one, and then when we can make it in New York and Florida for the others,
Pretty accurate.
which are
Whatever it
nice.
might be, yeah.
But yeah, that's so. Any thoughts to, since you're into computers and you like the games, to starting up a Twitch and going with that?
I would love to. That is actually like a little bit of a dream come true of mine. I actually would love to do that. And uh I actually have a med card as well. So I really enjoy watching that kind of content on Twitch and on YouTube. And I think that that would be something I would be very interested in doing, like combining the two things.
Yeah.
But it would probably be very chill, like just talking or just video games that people like me to play, you know?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. We did a Twitch back in the day, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was there's a bigger group of us at the time,
Yeah.
and we'd get to a lot more of the pretty much whatever was coming out, latest and greatest kind of thing, whether it was a fighting game or racing.
Right.
Because there was enough of us. We usually did
Tournaments.
things that were competitive.
Right.
But there's games that this is gonna sound bad, but I want to play games that I like, and then if you want to watch, they're not cool, and then that's what I would do.
No, I get
I'm
that.
telling you.
I'm the same way.
I think I feel like it's like sounds selfish, but it's like no, because it's gonna be good still. I promise you. Yeah.
See, yeah,
We have
I'm very similar with that. I'm sorry to talk over you. I just wanted to add in real quick. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. It's one of those things where it's like if it kind of fits into my genre, I'll check it out. But like this is gonna be a little bit of a divisive opinion. I already know. I'm not interested in games like Super Smash Bros. I'm just not. I don't think anything is wrong with it. It's a great game. It's just I know I'm not going to be good at it, and that's why I don't have any interest in playing it. I could be if I wanted to be, but I have no desire to be. I don't. So I get what you're saying.
That's exactly why I don't play Call of Duty or
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the other one, Battlefield, because I suck at it, and I'm like, you know what? You can have fun. I'm gonna play something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not going to enjoy it.
So we have a very important question here.
This is a tough one right now.
And the way you answer it could depend how much support you get from the following we have.
No,
Okay.
I'll straight up hang up on you right now. I'm just gonna.
So here's the question: are you a horror film fan?
I am.
Oh, okay.
I got scared there for a
Close
second,
one.
yeah.
I do want to say though, I mean, be easy on me with this. I don't watch a lot of movies or TV. So that doesn't mean I haven't seen like a lot of the classics, but I just don't watch them very often. It's I gotta be like pretty beat during a week to like actually like have enough focus to sit down and like watch a movie anymore anyway.
Mhm.
But my dad growing up, funny enough, would take me to see like gory movies, action movies most of the time. He took me to see the Expendables and whatnot growing up. Um, so I grew up watching stuff like that. My favorite horror villain. Sorry, I was reading the screen. Wait, sorry, did I jump the gun?
No worries. No, go
that's
ahead.
perfect. Yeah, go for it.
I actually don't know if I have one. I'm open to discussing this if somebody wants to sway me.
That is a tough one right
Yeah,
there.
it's always a big debate whether Leatherface, Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, or Freddy Krueger
Yeah,
rank among the top and who's the best and whatnot.
right.
And then, of course, there's people like Exorcist is the best horror film of all time, which I'll agree with because it's my favorite.
It's a good
But then again,
one.
growing up Catholic and around a lot of priests and stuff, that kind of hits home. It's like, okay, then.
Me
I
too.
like Eduardo You already
Pinhead.
picked one. Yeah, you didn't even mention Pinhead.
I
Good
didn't
job.
mention Pinhead.
Good
I
job.
did not.
I don't know much about Pinhead. Who wants to tell me about Pinhead?
Oh gosh, this could become a whole different show. That's an hour-long conversation with
Oh
the
God.
lore of a guy with a bunch of pins in his head.
Yes, I've seen people do
which-
cosplays of it.
Some phenomenal stuff. You know,
Mhm.
that's another thing I would definitely want to talk to you about. Going back to the modeling a bit and cosplay, obviously, because the conventions we were mentioning, TwitchCon, whether it's TwitchCon or Texas Frightmare, like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of cosplayers that go to them, and
Mm.
that is something I would love to hear your opinion on. As far as if you had a top, let's say top three characters, doesn't have to be video game, doesn't have any genre. It could be a book. It could be a book character that we haven't seen before yet. Who would you want to be?
Oh my God. That is such a great question. I'm gonna be I'm gonna attempt to give my answer now because that's so broad, but I'm gonna be thinking about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be thinking about that for days because that is like, well, let me say this, start by this. Like when I do um my shoots, the embodiment, like the kind of archetype or like embodiment that I go for is very Venetian, if that makes any sense. Like Venus, Aphrodite, like stuff like that. That's kind of like what I want to channel. That's like one half of it, and then the other half of it is like a seductress, like very tempting energy. And I want, I enjoy expressing traits like that. So I would want a character that would kind of embody that, some oh I because the reason I say that is the first thing that came to mind was like a Greek god. Like I would love to do like a classic like a oil painting like photo shoot. You know what I mean? That's not the answer to your question. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get there.
No, that's awesome. I love that
I
answer
just
because that's
I love
yeah.
that. I think that would be so cool. Like be covered in baby oil and everything, just like get the lighting right. I love that. To me, that's like I'm creating actual art. Like that is like where my mind goes with it. Anyway, I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of movies and TV consistently. Like I'm usually on YouTube, to be honest. I'd be open to suggestions. I think like the
Well, here's
most
one right here.
what? Great
Here's the
and
suggestion right here. It says she would be great as an elf from Lord of the Rings.
Very true.
what?
A very ethereal look. A very
Really?
I'll be 100% honest with everybody. I never got into Lord of the Rings.
I don't know anything
what's
about
wrong?
Lord of the Rings either. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now. You both have disappointed me. I'm gone. I'm gone forever. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sorry.
No, it's totally okay. There's so many different things to be in love with these days, to be passionate about, to enjoy, to just casually be involved with. Not everyone's gonna know all of them. There are so many that I have no idea, but I love when I hear people and you can hear it in their voice, you see it in their face when they're really passionate about something. That makes me happy to see and to hear
And
and to learn more.
real quick, for those just joining us, guys, we're talking to Jenna, Babe of the Week, returning champion. She is in the finals again this week, all week long. So don't forget to go and follow her and Babe of the Week Modeling on Instagram and like, share, and comment on her pictures.
Yes,
So every time you
please.
do, that's a vote for her. And she's got a tough opponent this week. So she needs all
Absolutely.
the help with that. Um, and we're talking broad stuff, her modeling, her interests. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys put them in the comments so we can get those asked for you.
And I did love Eduardo made the suggestion earlier because we did talk about cigars today, guys. Don't worry, we didn't leave you out. But for Jen's first cigar, maybe we could do it back on video altogether. We could
Yeah,
have her for that. Because
absolutely.
one of my favorite things about this is how many people we've been able to bring onto cigars for the first time. Whether that's their first and only cigar, totally cool, not for everybody, or quite a few people that have stuck with us through the journey and tried different ones and got more involved, learned about. It's almost like learning about wine.
Mm.
There are so many regions and blenders
Oh, that's
and
lovely.
experiences, and I love being there for people's first step of it. So I'm very
Mm,
happy that you again to Frankie for setting this up. Good job, and I'm really
yay!
happy. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah,
I'm
Mhm.
excited. That does sound. I love that imagery with the wine. That's great.
it's the best way I think to describe it because they both are something that comes naturally from the earth. There's nothing additive needed to either product. It's 100% natural, 100% organic. It's
Yum.
something that is generational. You know, the knowledge is passed down from farmhand to farmhand, from family member to family member. And yeah, sure, it's gotten bigger.
Mhm.
Obviously, productions have gotten bigger, but it's never changed from its artisanal roots, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Absolutely. I love that.
No. Continuing on, make sure we have caught up with the comments. We do have one question back to the video games. Uh, Silent Hill or Resident Evil?
Oh God. Uh, I don't know. I don't know much about either of those games. I'm so sorry.
That's back to the more shoot 'em up style.
It
Though. That's
is.
that's
It
uh,
is.
that's uh, that's going to be out of the realm, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
then,
know.
back to your modeling. Um, you said what you wanted to channel, and you did mention
Yeah.
the Greek imagery as far as the shoot goes. What else do you get inspiration from? Is it your own stuff that you like to shoot, or is it suggestions from the photographers, or a mixture of both? How does that go?
Yeah. So, up until this point, I have had so much support, like for the modeling that I have been able to partake in. I, like I mentioned in the beginning, came from a background with absolutely no experience. I had no modeling experience. So in most of my shoots up until, like I said, a couple months ago, probably were very directed. And that made it sound so dramatic, very directed. What I mean by that is like photographers like, what if you did this? And with like kind of an active pose, you know what I mean? Or let's go over here and like let's get this kind of lighting. And thank God we have these photographers that we do because that has helped me learn so much about what I do and I don't like. So I see the results, and if I like how it looks, hey, that's something that I can keep in mind that really works well for my body type, my skin tone. I'm very pale, so I have to be very mindful of the lighting that is used when I'm shot because I get washed out so easily. So there are just so many things that I have learned from working with so many different photographers that have allowed me to kind of hone in the direction that I want to go. So now when I shoot, I can have like I was kind of saying earlier, like a little more control over what the result is because I am aware of what moving my body this way is going to look like on the camera or getting this kind of lighting is going to do to the shadows on my face. So I like the modeling can come across as vapid, you know what I mean? Oh, just stand in front of the camera and take your clothes off. And I kind of get that perspective. I totally understand where people are coming from. But at the same time, like there is more to it and it becomes even more intricate when you are working with like what I'm doing, groups of other women. Like supporting
Mhm.
other women while they're behind the camera being like, "Hey, you're beautiful. I also want to let you know that if you turn your hips this way, it's going to look really good on the other side of the camera." Or if we go to this spot instead, or if let me address the tags on your bra, like just the little details. It has also really helped me in that regard. Learn more about femininity and like growing closer to other women. It's been really beautiful. But anyway, final answer to your question, I get to actually direct it and take it into my own direction a little more now, and I enjoy that a lot more because it actually allows me to get closer to the results and stuff that I want.
Mhm. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. Make sure we're up to date on. Okay, so Eduardo's gonna unfollow because I don't like Lord of the Rings. Okay,
You already let him down. Can't
I
I'm
blame you.
apologize,
sorry.
brother.
I don't know if it's gonna hurt your feelings, Eduardo, though, but I did not like the series on Amazon. I just couldn't get into it. I'm gonna tell you that right now, brother. As someone who does like Lord of the Rings, I just didn't like that. I'm sorry. It had to be said. That's my truth. All right. But what I will say here, back to topic for a second. With the modeling, that creative outlet, have you looked for any others that are in that similar, vein? Have you thought about doing any, what's the word I'm looking for the painting, live, oh gosh, what's the word?
Live models?
Yeah, live models for painting, like for portraits and whatnot.
Oh yeah, Jessica does that.
Yeah. We have a model that we work with in town who
You have a connection?
will if I forget, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure where you're
okay.
located, but I know. Yeah, where are you located again? Just
I am in Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. I'm sure there's a class that would love your help with that because it's such. And I think that's where a lot of art comes from, is from the human experience, human body.
Yeah.
These great paintings, these great sculptures, songs have been written about people. It's a lot of it comes from human experience. Yeah.
Oh,
And to add on to that, also not just that, but what about like getting into acting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could be really good at acting. I do. I think the only thing that is kind of stopping me right now from pursuing anything like that is, I'm going to be very blunt, it's laziness. The rigorousness of like having to memorize like scripts and stuff is not appealing to me. So I think it is definitely something that I'd be good at, but not with what I kind of stuff I want to do now. Like I'm more interested in traveling, just like for an example. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
So what's on your top 3 places to travel to right now?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I want to go to Colorado. Um, I love um I this is just kind of a throwaway answer if you want to even call it that, but I've grown up my whole life going to Michigan. My stepdad has family from there. He grew up there, and so being on the lake in Michigan is just such a part of my life that brings me peace. So I would love to. I always want to go to Michigan. I always want to be on the lake. I love
Now,
fishing, and
is
I
that
love
an
just
issue
being on the
with?
beach.
I don't know if you're a sports fan or not, but if you are, is that an issue? Ohio versus Michigan. That's a big rivalry right there.
I don't really care, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I didn't even know that. That's a thing.
Yes, it's a thing.
Oh yeah, no, it's
what
a
team?
thing. Yeah, people are crazy.
Oh,
That's
man.
like a USC UCLA type thing.
That's your okay. Now I have a reference point. Dang. So
Yeah, they
carry
hate
some
each
protection
other.
just in case. So,
So you said Michigan and Colorado. Anywhere out of the U.S. that you have a desire to visit?
Yeah, oh my God, I would love to go out of the US, but I don't. It's more like the financials than anything else. At least
sure.
anytime soon, I can't even imagine that being possible. But anywhere, I love mountains. I love mountains, and I just love trees. I love trees. I sound so silly saying this right now, but truly, like, just there are certain things of nature that are just so. One of my favorite things to do, I swear to God, is to just look outside. And I know that sounds nuts, but it is so. It just fills me with awe, and that's like a really great feeling. That it's almost like a meditative thing for me. I think, to be completely honest with you. So anything that allows me to just kind of be in that kind of space, alone, you know what I mean? Or with somebody close. Like I don't want to be if I'm traveling and exploring, like I don't want to be around a lot of people. I just don't like that. Then and that's not to say that I wouldn't enjoy that. It's more so than it's not about me anymore. Yeah, and it's not like
Sure.
my own experience unless it's just me. I don't really know why, but yeah.
So this might be a suggestion for you. This is something he's wanted to do forever. Is take the train across the U.S. Because a lot of it is looking at
You can do
nature
that.
and the different states. Oh yeah.
There is a train that goes from basically where we're at right now, to Colorado, to Chicago, from Chicago into I want to say you pass through the Great Lakes at that point, to New York, and there's one train that's basically mostly glass, the outer part, so you could see everything as you pass by.
It's all the different states, all the different
Oh
landscapes.
my word! I did not know
That's
this was a thing.
and this is a little off topic, but kind of on point still. My goal is next year is to take this train and not take it all the way at once, but to stop in each area for a couple of days and meet up with all the people that we talk to about cigars and whiskey and whatever else we have, and to do some photo shoots, because that's kind of how we got started with this. Is I do the photography. This guy's the, what do you call it, cinematographer, as far as B-roll, and when we're doing movies. I want to travel from here to there by the train and see the country. I don't want to fly over it, because then you miss everything. Everything's below
Oh
you,
my
too far
God,
down.
yeah, absolutely. This is like revolutionary news to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds so fantastic. I mean, I don't even know how much something like that would cost, dear God, but that is something that I would love to save for. That honestly is
Well,
like a dream to me because that is my favorite part is just watching.
I'm gonna blow your mind right now. I just looked it up again like 2 days ago. From California to New York for that whole trip was $300.
Shut up. What?
Not, yeah. So
Oh my
you're sitting in a
God.
chair. I'm not gonna lie to you though. You are in a chair for the ride part, but you can
Yeah.
move to different carts. So you go to the eating cart, you go to the
Observation
observation deck, you go back to your seat whenever you feel like it. It's I find it fascinating.
I think I know what I want for Christmas. That's so awesome. Oh, tell
We'll see you
Eduardo
start
his
the.
comments are so sweet.
Eduardo's a wonderful dude, and
Yeah.
he speaks only the truth. So if it looks awesome, it's because it's awesome.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna say
I
that.
have a copy of it somewhere. Thank you so much, sir. That is so sweet of you.
And as soon as you get the crowdfunding for your trip across the U.S., we'll make sure to post it for you.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
heck yeah! Put it out there. Put what do you call it? There's what, GoFundMe and oh my gosh, Indiegogo.
Mhm.
Get it going. I'm sure
Oh
people
my
would love to help.
gosh. I gotta be honest, if it's like 500 or less, I could probably do it. I think if I just busted my ass on OnlyFans, I think I probably could do it. I just have to
And then you can
dedicate
always stop.
myself. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
make sure you bring your camera. Stop and take tons of
Oh,
pictures.
yes, absolutely. I have a Sony Alpha 6000. I love it so much.
Oh, nice. Sony's are wonderful. I go Panasonic. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
using a Canon just because our Panasonic was stolen a while back, but
Yeah.
that's a whole other
Oh
story.
God.
But honestly, the only, this sounds mean, but I just don't like Nikon. Other than that, I'll use whatever camera you got. I just don't like Nikons for some reason.
Well, you don't have to have a reason. That's fine.
Exactly. Thank you. Good.
Absolutely.
So before we let you go,
Mhm.
is there anything else you'd like to let everybody else know while they're watching?
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I want to thank you guys. This has been so great. This has been so fun, and I really appreciate you guys having such a genuine dialogue with me. I don't get a lot of opportunities to just kind of connect with people like that, you know what I mean? So it's been fun, and I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
Absolutely.
Our pleasure, absolutely. So for everybody watching, don't forget to go to Babe of the Week Modeling on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and like, comment, and share on all of her pictures. Let's get her to be the first back-to-back champion.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right, and then we'll definitely get a hold of you again, have you back, and we'll do the cutting and lighting of your first cigar and have that on.
Yes,
so people can
please. Wait, let me hold on.
All
Wait one
right.
second. I still have them. They're ready. They're here.
Awesome.
Go.
Awesome.
Love it. Love it. All right, guys.
That's gonna do it for us, you guys. We will see you guys on Wednesday. And again, thank you to Jenna for joining us for the show today. And we will see you guys next time. Oh, and real quick, thanks to the sponsors: Apostate Cigars, Artista Cigars, Cigar Heritage Festival, Kiki Momo Cigars, Family by Loyalty, GTO Cigars, and Artisanal Del Tobacco.
Yep.
Ooh, almost forgot
You
them.
did it. You got it, though. Proud of you. All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday.
We'll see you guys.